Why is French perceived as a difficult language to learn? This is the question I often receive from various students learning French. So I decided to uncover if there is any truth in the way they perceive the language. Let's look at the few reasons. First and foremost, the pronunciation. French has much more vowel sound combinations than other Romance languages like Italian or Spanish, and many of these combinations are new to English speakers. They then seem difficult to master, and a longer time is required to do so. Italian and Spanish are phonetic languages, meaning that you know how to pronounce a word by looking at their written form. There is a direct relationship between the spelling and the sound. Another scary aspect is the pronunciation of the French R. There is no existing similar sound in the English language. It is one of the two most difficult sounds for most foreign students. The R is a guttural sound, meaning it's a hard sounding sound produced in the back of the throat, whilst the English R is pronounced in the middle of the mouth. On the other hand, the Spanish R is pronounced at the beginning of the mouth. The French R sounds more as though you're washing your mouth and throat with a liquid that is kept in motion by breathing through it with gurgling sound, just like when you have a gargle of mouthwash. Here are a few French words with R: rêve, trêve, cours, tour. The other difficult sounds in French is U. The unaccented U and the U with the accent circonflexe are pronounced with the lips tightly pursed, U. So, once again, there is no equivalent sound in English, so it is essential to listen to it in various occasions, especially when expressed by native speakers, so that your ear can get familiar with the sound and practice repeating it numerous times until you get it right. The other complaint students frequently voice out is that they can't understand when they are interacting with native speakers in an everyday life conversation. The answer is simple. In a classroom, the teacher purposely speaks in a slow voice so that the student can understand every part of the conversation. The speaking exercises are always carried out with limited vocabulary, allowing the practice of the new words that have just been taught. On the other hand, in normal day-to-day conversations, the native usually speak fast and use all sorts of vocabulary and complex sentences, and what is worse, the pronunciation of these words will be totally different. Very often, certain syllables are even omitted. Another hurdle is the word gender. French nouns are either masculine or feminine, and gender is determined either by the definite article the, le, la, or the indefinite article un, une. A practical way to simplify things is to learn all new vocabulary with the definite and indefinite article attached to the word so that it becomes second nature to know their gender. French has two genders, as I just said: masculine, definite le, indefinite un, feminine, definite la, indefinite une. Imagine you're learning the word chair in French. Instead of learning the word on its own, learn the chair, la chaise, a chair, une chaise. It is important to know the gender of a word, because if you get it wrong, your sentence will be wrong in its entirety because the adjectives take the gender of the noun they are describing. Let's take the chair example again. If I want to say the big chair, it will be la grande chaise. In French, feminine, as opposed to the big boat, le grand bateau, masculine. As you can see, there are a few differences between English and French, but this should not stop you, even with its tricky pronunciation. French is easier than a lot more languages. Here are a few ways to succeed at learning French. Motivation. You should have a clear idea of the reason why you're learning the language. Imagine yourself speaking French effortlessly with the locals in your next trip to France when lockdown is over, or getting this promotion you've been longing for so long. Keep this image constantly in your mind when you feel like giving up. Set achievable goals. Find out the amount of time a day you can dedicate to your language study. Integrate this time around all your other daily activities, work, house, chores, and family care, entertainment, etc. Never juggle too many balls at once, or you will give up. Persistence and perseverance are the name of the game. It is better to do 15-30 minutes daily in a consistent way, and if you persevere, you will soon see results. Choose the resources that suit your learning style. If you need accountability to help you motivated, maybe it's best for you to have a course at a college or university where you have the support of teachers and peers. If you are an independent learner, try online courses. Always practice what you've just learned. Join online language forums or other clubs combining your hobbies and your target language. Practice what you've just learned, even at a beginner stage, and you will see how fast your listening and speaking abilities will grow. Never fear mistakes. Mistakes are an indicative that you're trying. Mistakes always happen in language studies because it's the only genuine way to learn and move forward. So, to the question, is French that difficult to learn? I don't think so if you do not take the eye off the ball. If you are an intermediate French learner and feel that you're stuck and you want to overcome the fear of speaking, click on the link and register for my workshop, Overcome the Fear of Speaking French.